What's up, everybody? Another episode of FknBucky. About to record it up. Hoping you enjoy the ride as much as we do when we produce it and when we come up with the stuff that we're going to talk about. It gives you a little something to think about, a little something to laugh about, maybe something to talk some smack with your buddies about. It's really what the goal is here. To be entertaining, to be fun, to be real, and to... just relay a message worth listening to, whether that's being funny, whether it's being talking about daily issues that come upon us, important issues like my fantasy team getting a first win. Very important to the way of the world. But it's important to listen to different points of view. Don't take my point of view, my opinion to be yours, because you have not lived my life and I have not lived yours. So I won't tell you how to think. You don't tell me how to think. We all get along just having fun. How's about that? So to break it down, this is FknBucky. I spell it, you say it. Coming at you. Got Hayden over here. Is, what is it you do?
I do all sorts of stuff.
That was good. Thank you. Awesome.
School's back in session, and we're in the 1000th grade. Let's go, baby.
That's why we don't let you talk. That was stupid. Is it mean to call people stupid? Only if they're not stupid. Just remember that. You know, sometimes I watch you. If you listen to me at all, you know I listen to Chef Ramsay a lot. And, man, that guy, he's amazing. The things that he can get away with calling people. I watched it. He called someone an ignorant bitch the other night during service. You can't do that in real life. I don't think he can do it anymore either, because I haven't seen him do that in the later episodes. It's one of the earlier ones. But what I do admire is that he's able to just, whatever's on his mind, he's ready to let it out. He's ready to call people out on their BS. And I think if we could do that more in our real lives every single day, we'd all be better for it. Everybody's so worried about hurting someone's feelings or making someone feel uncomfortable for a moment. But honestly, my best learning experiences are from those uncomfortable moments or being called out one time or another. And it just turns you into a better person. You test the waters a little bit of bending the lines, and then someone's there to say, hey, you're being a dumbass. He does it in a couple weeks span to find the best chef out of 20 or 18, I don't know, however many start out on the show. I should know that, but I don't. Anyways, but he pushes people so hard and so adamantly because he wants to see the people that are going to cut corners under pressure. Are you going to lower your standards? Are you going to break your character? And I don't mean break character like if you're an actor. I mean break your actual self-worth character. Are you going to cut that corner? Are you going to do something half-assed just because he's screaming at you and you want him to shut up? Or are you going to just listen to the noise or block the noise out and do your effing job like you're supposed to 100% every time? And it's very intriguing to me to watch how many people crack and do things that are half-assed when they're under some pressure. And I think it all comes back to not practicing that character and that do everything to 100 in your own personal life all day, every day, in every task that you do. And I still struggle. Everybody struggles. No one's ever going to be perfect at doing that. But it doesn't mean that you don't keep trying every effing day. And, I go through a lot every day to pick up after my dog and make sure I don't leave poop behind. And that's not easy. It definitely takes some creativity and blah, blah, blah. But I do it because it's simply a character thing. And I can't stand when I would complain about someone else not picking up after their dog if I don't do it. And it bothers me if I can't do it somehow. So, and even when it's hard, I do it, even when no one's looking. And it's simply for the matter of my own self-integrity. And I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to let it go by one time and then two times. Because once you start, you never stop. That's why you don't start stealing. That's why you don't start lying. When you start that shit, you just keep going. And that's why it's important as a parent or an adult role model to not let kids get away with that crap either. Because if they started early, they'll just keep going. We all know that. You know? Somebody starts stealing stuff and you don't yell at them, they're not going to stop. They just keep going. They steal bigger stuff. And they lie more. And they lie bigger. And, you know. And then when little Billy's going to jail at 22 because he's a liar and a thief, you know, you can't sit there and cry and say, he's a good boy. He's not a good boy. He's an asshole, lying and stealing, and nobody punched him in the freaking mouth over it. That's the problem. You should be able to punch people in the face. I think there should be a clause in the law. Someone's lying, I think you should be able to punch them right in the teeth. That shit hurts too. Hurts your hand though. You ever punched anybody in the teeth, Hayden?
Nope.
Yeah, no, I know. It shows. Should be getting punched in the mouth every day. It's good for you. Maybe I'll fix that and beat them with a stick later. A real stick, not a P. Diddy one. How do you feel about that?
What do you think about the whole Diddy situation?
I asked you so I could eat a green bean.
So what exactly is going on?
My gosh.
Was he getting in trouble for?
Shut up. I'm done with the bean. What did he do? This has all been out for 2 years now. You know that, right?
Well, some about filming people at the parties, like having hidden cameras, and they found a lot of lube.
Wow.
They found over 1,000 bottles of lube.
He's a voter, folks. He's a voter. What do you think about Diddy? I don't know. He threw a bunch of parties. They found a bunch of lube. That's why they arrested him, dude. He had too much lube. It's illegal to have 1,000 bottles of lube in your own home in America. You heard it from Hayden. What did he do? Sexual assault.
Ooh,
on minors.
rough. Yeah.
On people that did not want it. He videotaped them. He forced them using his power and his money. And you can't do that. Well, you can. You just can't until you piss the wrong people off. Henry Weinstein did it for years. P. Diddy did it for at least 25 years, however long he's been the mogul. And, you know, I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to come out when all those tapes and all that stuff comes out. And they didn't even let him out of jail. They didn't even let him out on bond. That tells you a lot about what... I mean, they are afraid for the witnesses, and they're afraid that he will bolt.
Yeah, I heard he was trying to go to Guatemala. He's trying to flee there.
So he's definitely... he's just a bad dude. Just a sexual deviant. And he's got a ton of money. I would not be surprised to learn that he's behind a few of the murders. Especially of his ex-wife, Kim Porter, who supposedly died of pneumonia at 47. But healthy people don't just die of pneumonia at 47, you know.
What about Biggie?
Biggie was shot. So healthy people die when they're shot. So there you go. That was a dumbass question, by the way. If you're going to ask people about Tupac was also shot and died from that.
From Diddy?
I don't know. Did he? Man. What? Did he? Was a bad boy for life. Now he's a butt boy for life. Bye-bye. And the people around him, they don't feel two ways about it, man. They don't really care that he's in prison. Sounds like a lot of people are pretty happy about that, to be honest. He's a bad dude. I don't think he the way he's getting out is he has a lot of dirt on a lot of people. And it is said that he videotapes everyone, all these little freak off parties or whatever. Which the more you find out about those are absolutely disgusting. The old videos and stuff with Usher and Justin Bieber, gross and disgusting. So I think there's a lot of layers to whatever empire he has, and it's very clear that he's done a lot of shady things for a very long time. And he was the face of a lot. They had him out there back in the day when Hillary Clinton was running for president the first time against when Obama took over. So that's been forever ago. But he was the face of MTV's Vote or Die movement. He was on TV all the time, talking about this and that, talking about his Diddy parties, his white parties. I don't know. I tell you who needs to be commended, and that's Cat Williams. Because that dude came out with it twice. He was on the Joe Rogan show and brought it all up. And that went semi-viral. But it went viral, but just not as much, I should say. But the interview that he did with Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp.
Club Shay Shay.
That blew the doors off, man. Everybody couldn't believe it. And it was played over and over, and there was people like, oh, Cat Williams, he's crazy, blah, blah. But he wasn't messing around. And he said 2024 is the year that all the dark is coming to light. And it's funny the way that he talks. Cat Williams, he be talking in code a little bit. He doesn't just really say it, but he says it. And, when he talks about, I got the receipts. Well, I want to say, what is the receipt? I want to know. I want to see. And I'm sure the thousands and tens of thousands of hours of videotapes that they have, the people at the FBI and the Department of Justice are watching through that stuff. I can't imagine what they're seeing on there. It's got to be absolutely horrific coming from the things that Cassie said in her civil lawsuit that really brought a lot of this to light. I mean, there was so much of this that was going on, and people had to know. People had to know. And they just they just didn't look. They didn't do anything. It was too much money and too much power at risk. And they didn't want to be the ones rocking the boat, the money boat. But tragically, hundreds of lives have been ruined, lost, and completely destroyed over this psycho's power and sexual deviancy lust was. I mean, think about it. You got all these people, and a lot of them are probably not Justin Bieber, and they're a no-name person. Enticed, intoxicated with money and stuff, and brought them in, got them addicted to all kinds of different drugs, and used them, literally, physically, psychology, all of it, psychologically, not the other one, whatever. And then when he was done with them, he just kicked them to the curb, told them that if they ever did anything, he was going to crush them into a little bug. And then I'm sure they believed him. I mean, he had the power to do it, and he did it to others. So jacked up, man. He was Puff Daddy back then, and he became P. Diddy, and never explained why he wanted his name changed. I'm sure it had something to do with his weirdo-ness. So, good riddance. I just hope the rest of them go down with him. There's a whole lot of people, dude. It's disgusting. And it's just like that other shitbag in Pennsylvania, man. Sandusky that worked for Penn State. I mean, that whole thing was incredibly disgusting. And the amount of people that knew and didn't do anything, made it just as gross. And Harvey Weinstein, same thing, man. They all knew. Jeffrey Epstein, they all knew. And now P. Diddy. There's rumors about Jay-Z, a.k.a. Sean Carter. Him and Diddy was the bestest of friends for a long time. And all the same people talking smack about Diddy say the same thing about JG. But they say that JG is just smarter. He doesn't let himself get caught up. He stays behind the scenes. Somebody like Diddy, he's addicted to being the front man. He wants all the attention, but the real scary ones are the ones that are behind the scenes. Those are the deviant sons of bitches. You tell them, Manny. They're the dirty ones. And they're the ones that are smart enough to keep their mouth shut, keep their business inside. Don't be flashy. Don't be bringing attention to yourself. And so I'm intended to believe it. I think there's probably something there. I think he's same people that said it about Combs have been proven right. So there's no reason to think that they're wrong about Jay-Z. And the fact that there's been many of them that have come out and said that he's worse, it just makes you really wonder how much people knew and how many people just turned a blind eye. It's got nothing to do with race. It's got nothing to do with gender. It's just a bunch of sexual deviants using people for their own gratification. And just because they're rich doesn't make it any better, any bit okay. Poor people do the same thing, but they drive around in white vans without windows and offer little kids candy instead of money and power. And we hang those SOBs, or we should. So just next time you look at these guys, Jerry Sandusky, Henry Weinstein, Sean P. Diddy Combs, just to look at them like the same way that you look at those guys that are driving around in white vans trying to steal children. That's what they are. They just have a different way of enticing, a different flavor of candy for the kids. And it's pretty disgusting. And the fact that people just sit back, know what's going on, and they just let it happen. Politicians, you can't tell me that people around there didn't know. There's talks of preachers being around, politicians, and I'm not talking about the big ones. There's pictures of P. Diddy with Obama. There's pictures with him with Hillary, pictures with Trump, pictures with Kamala. I'm not saying those people are involved in this shit. And I hope to God none of them are. But there's plenty of local politicians, town council members, people like that I'm sure are very much knee-deep and stuff. And if they're not knee-deep personally, then they absolutely knew what was going on. That stuff does not happen in around a town without people knowing. People know. And they did nothing. I personally find it disgusting. And fuck him. That's how I feel about P. Diddy. You know, I touched earlier about teaching people around you and being able to teach them character or teaching them other things. And I saw a couple interviews on MSNBC, and they were interviewing people that were undecided voters in the upcoming election. And it came to a couple of ladies that were in the audience, and she asked if abortion was an issue for them. And they said that it was, clearly, but they also said that they had hoped that each side was too extreme for them. Meaning that on the left, being able to have an abortion all the way up until the day of birth or at birth or giving birth, or I don't know. Any part of it is way too late, in my own opinion. Sorry. And then on the extreme right, where, not even being able to support birth control was just way too far, and that they were in the middle, which is where I think that many, many, many people are. And I think that right now is a moment in history, and it's a time when we could actually change the future now by teaching our children that they don't have to be 1,000% against or for something. There is a compromise ground. And instead of trying to teach unrealistic goals, like that, it's all, or, well, I don't want to say it that way either, but it is unrealistic goals in certain issues. And when I was going to say all or nothing, and sometimes obviously all or nothing, you want to teach them to never give up and keep going and blah, blah. Shit. I don't know. What I'm saying is that going for it all and going is great, but not when it creates hate. How about that? And the way that we're going with this, yes, abortion all, no abortion all, it creates just a level of hate between two groups of people that have zero reason to hate each other. And listening to the true voices of Americans, let these states decide for themselves on that issue, come to a compromise. I don't personally care for abortion. I would hope there's other ways. I'm fine with birth control, clearly. But, and if there has to be an abortion, I truly hope that it could be done very early. But again, and I have my own personal reasons for that. I'd be happy to share it maybe another day, but not right now. But the whole reason I bring it up, and the whole reason I talk about a subject that is hot fire button, is simply that there is an opportunity to just allow a compromise and allow a whole country to kind of heal and be together. And the simple fact is that a compromise in there, it works. It works for 99%. And why not try to solve something instead of continue to pick at the wound? Because the wound is there, and it's been there for 53 years, and it's never going to go away. If we keep picking at it, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. So unless we actually allow a solution to be in place, then the wound's just going to get worse, and the hate's going to get harder, and the divide's going to get bigger, to where it's absolutely impossible for it to ever heal again. And then it's just that. It's forever that. So those are our two choices right now. We can either find a way to accept the compromise and allow this issue to be solved by the states and by the individuals that live in those states instead of from one bureaucracy from one part of the country that's going to decide this issue for all 300 million Americans. Or we just do that and allow this issue to become this massive, festering, pus-filled wound that we rip the scab off daily to make it worse and see what happens. I mean, what bad could come from that, right? Ripping the wound off every single day. It's kind of what it looks like with your face. It's like a scab, just keeps getting picked. And it gets uglier every time I look at it. That's really opportunities. Opportunities. You get them every single day and you just got to be ready for them. What person are you going to be? What are you going to teach your children to look for, strive for? And the opportunities of when you're an adult and you have a chance to change the future for a better way. And instead of demanding more anger, just say, hey, like, compromise and peace. I mean, peace not in violence. I mean, just peace and anger. Like, stop yelling at each other and come to that compromise and then move on. You know? And then we could have a really big national fight over whether illegal aliens in jail should have transgender surgery paid for by the taxpayer. How about that?
Yeah, dude. For it.
For what?
For transgender tax dollar paid surgery in prisons.
Okay. Well.
Hey, have you heard of the Costco guys? They've
No.
taken the internet by storm. Check this out.
We bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to you. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to everyone. We bring the boom. Your favorite father and son.
Every afternoon on your FYP,
We'll be bringing the boom around 3:15.
we bring the boom so loud the whole earth shakes.
With double chunk chocolate cookies.
And chicken bakes, biceps and triceps bring the boom that everybody deserves.
And we call him Big Justice, cause that's what he serves.
We bring the happiness and laughter when we enter the room. And
We're changing up the world with the boom or do. We bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to you. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to everyone. We bring the boom. Your favorite father and son. We bring the boom.
I want to cut my own throat. It was retarded. I'm sorry for using the R word, I guess, but it was. I'm a Costco guy. Of course I sit on the furniture. Did you go for a jog, you little fat ass? We work out with the tires. Good for you.
You're gonna feud with Big Justice?
I could give a shit less about the dude, man. I thought it was stupid. I get my opinion. Big Justice. Big disappointment. That's what that was. It's taking the internet by storm. Oh, great. Maybe it'll actually be something funny. Nope.
Yeah.
We bring a boom. I'll cut my ears off if that song ever comes back on. It's beyond stupid. Kind of idiots watch that shit. Why? I don't even get it. I'd like to think it's because I'm old, but it's probably just because I'm not stupid. How'd you feel about it?
Nowadays,
Is that what you do in your room when you got the door locked? And I hear you in there banging on the wall. You're rubbing one out to Chief Justice.
double chunk
What is
chocolate
that?
cookie.
Yeah, I bet you do, you little cookie muncher. Oh, weirdo.
So you drove through a hurricane yesterday.
Shut up. It wasn't a hurricane. A rainstorm. It's all right. I don't worry about it too much.
Did you almost kill an Asian family this time?
Nope.
That's good.
Pretty straight driving. In fact, the only time I have any trouble is when you're in the car.
I
Only
tried
time,
to warn
only
you.
time I get kicked out of restaurants, when you're in the car. When you go with. You ever notice that? Do I have any trouble any other time in my entire freaking life? Nope.
I'm a troublemaker, dude.
No, you're a big bag of dicks. Shaped like a human.
When you imagine a bag of dicks, is it in a like a trash bag, like a plastic bag, or is it in
No,
like
it looks just like you.
oh,
It's exactly what I meant when I said that you are a big bag of penises. Shaped in a U bag.
yeah.
And, yep. It sucks.
Dude, I'm glad you were able to get your first one on fantasy. 0-3 would have been rough.
It'll be all right. Not too worried. But you keep talking your smack. Because you really came through.
I compliment.
You know, the first 2 weeks of the season is always pretty much just crap. And all the real players are still working the rust out, getting everything worked out. And most of the 2-0 teams, they all go to crap, you know? You ever realize that?
No.
Yeah, it's true. Because you did not get a win, did you? And you scored how many points? Was it under 100? Oh, it was. Was it under 90? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Paper tiger.
Don't
You know
worry.
what that is? You know what a paper tiger is?
I've made some big trades.
Hey, do you know what a paper tiger is?
Yeah, it's origami.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, it's like a Trojan horse metaphor, right?
What? What's a Trojan horse metaphor?
Not the condom. I meant like, you know, back in ancient.
Well, do you put a condom on a horse a lot?
No, but Trojans. Which actually, because I'm sort of an entrepreneur, I had an idea back in the day called Trojene, and it's condoms made out of jean fabric. But that would be rough. Like, just wouldn't feel good. But anyways, wait, what were we talking about? Oh, the Trojan
What the-
horse.
I mean, is it because you're like so into dry humping? You want to dry hump yourself with a jean condom?
No, dude. Well, it didn't make it past
What the heck is?
testing.
It's still illegal, dude. You can't dry hump minors.
No, yeah, no. Guy like
What
me
the
wouldn't do that shit.
is wrong with you? A
Yeah.
pair of jeans for a condom.
Yeah, dude, it would probably be considered torture. Honestly, like that
Dude.
shit that would hurt.
Whatever, Pdiddle.
Pdiddle.
Like a Trojan horse. No, a paper tiger.
Right.
Tiger is mean. Can kill you, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a paper tiger.
Except in the life of Pi.
So a paper tiger is the one. It's kind of, well, I guess you're kind of like a paper tiger.
It's better than like a paper koala or something.
No, it just means you got a great big mouth, but when somebody punches you in it, you just fold to the ground like a little bitch. That's a paper tiger.
And then I get back up and throw a nasty drop kick, dude.
From where? The ground? When you're curled up crying?
Nah, dude.
Nothing. A drop kick.
Dude,
Let me
it's
know how that works
powerful.
for you.
I could pop one of those tires on your chair, dude. I'm telling you.
I can pop a cap in your ass. Dumbass.
Pdiddles.
Do you? You're a Pdiddler?
I'm not a Pdiddler.
You already said you were. Last episode, you said you were. Now you're a Pdiddler. You want to wear jean condoms so you can dry hump yourself? I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Last episode, I did not say I was
You did say you were.
clear the
You just
record.
edited it out. But it doesning mean you didn't say it.
No, I literally said I'm the
All
hair.
right, whatever. We do this and then I get dumber for it. I'm not having conversations with anybody that's bright ideas to have a freaking condom made out of jeans. The other side of things, when you talk about character and ways that you get it, ways that you earn it, it's very impossible for people that have never had to earn, people that have never had to decide, like buying food, or paying an electric bill. Those types of struggles in life, that's what builds character. It builds appreciation for things. If you just have something that's always there, you don't appreciate it very much. But when you go without it and you have to make that tough choice of one or another, and understanding what true struggle is in the world, that is truly the only way you can really understand and have compassion with other people. And I think some people, certainly in this country, have never had to struggle. They've never had to make the hard choice of one or the other. I think they grew up in a home, pretty stable financially. And then they go out in the world and they have all these causes or all these things that they feel like they just 1000%, one way or another, has to be this way. It has to be that way. And unfortunately for them, they've never had that time in life where true struggle forms character. And don't get me wrong, I don't think the only way is to be financially struggled to have problems in life. But I will say this, is that it definitely, there's something about it when you have to start from zero and you earn. There's just something about what it makes out of you as a person. The ability to do that. So no safety net, me or starving. It's just something, you can't replicate it. You can't buy it. And there's just something. And there's a whole lot of people in this country that have never had to go through that ever. And it shows in the way that they talk. It shows in the way that they interact with other people. It shows in the way how quickly they are to judge you for the things that you've done in your life, because they've never had to go through and they've never had to make those decisions. So never having to go through that, they can't understand why you would do one thing or do another, because they've never been there. And what I mean by all of it is that it's very hard for those people to understand compromise because they've never had to. The things that they've wanted have always been there or been able to get easily accessed for whatever reason. You know, when you turn 16, you got a car. Why'd you get a car? Because you were 16. Not because you went out and earned it, but you were 16 now. Mommy and daddy got you a car. And that's, everybody got a car. All your friends got a car. All their friends got a car. You know? There's some neighborhoods where nobody gets an effing car when they turn 16. I didn't get one. I had to buy it. And it was $275. So what I'm saying deeply is that you can't, I'm not dismissing the challenges that certain people go through by any means. But in the struggle of life, when you're literally struggling to live, and that's not, oh my God, did you see that blah and blah got the new handbag and I still have to carry around last year's? That's not struggle. Not having the new Gucci bag or the new, I don't really know anything else. Louis Vuitton bag. I don't know. Is there like an expensive pair of shoes? Not Nike. Anyways, Nikes. The freaking kid's lived under a rock his whole life. It's not his fault.
Expensive for me.
But so the new Air Jordans, right?
Right.
I didn't get the new Air Jordans the first week they came out. Or my iPhones. I got an iPhone 10 instead of iPhone 16. Oh my God, struggle. That's not struggle. Struggling is shit. I got 3 bags of ramen noodles and I don't get any more money for 4 days. What am I going to do? Well, you eat 1 bag a day and then you're hungry the next until you get more money for food. That shit sucks. I've been there. You want to eat all 3 bags of ramen noodles because you're freaking starving on day 2. But you can't because you know you need them for the next day. That's struggle, man. That's understanding. When people don't have to do that, they don't understand compromise. They don't understand that it's better to compromise for peace than it is to just keep pushing anger and thinking, oh my God, my life is so hard. Your life ain't fucking hard. You don't know hard. If hard came up and punched you in the face, you'd cry like a little girl. You know? Other people, they get punched in the face and you plant your feet, man. You put your hands up. You're like, let's rock. Let's go. Been waiting all day for somebody to punch me in the face. I got a lot of shit I got to get off my chest. Throw the headbutt. Throw it down.
Lot. Let's go, yeah.
You'd bend over and let them rape you. Nice job, idiot. You didn't give me a warning? I could have done an outro.
Yeah, I know. It died pretty early for some reason.
So I wanted you to die.
Usually it does around an hour.
Well, now it beeped and screwed my whole flow up. I think I got most of my point out. The point is that just because you feel like you've had to struggle in the world doesn't mean you actually had. And the people that tell you about how much they struggle are the pansies that never do. Or never have had to. Because the people that really struggled, they know what it is. And they don't talk about it. They just move on from it. And they're thankful that they don't have to do it right now. You've already did that. It's in the past. Got past that. I don't need to talk about it every day. I don't need to be out there complaining about stuff. I'm grateful for what I got right now. I don't need a brand new pair of Air Jordans. I worked my ass off. I got last year's. They're still fine. I'm going to wear them. I keep them clean. And I'm okay with that. When people say the struggle is real, they don't really know. Some people know.
They don't know.
And I'll give my hats off to there's people that have to make that sacrifice every day too. And it goes from different angles. I mean, people that are extremely good at sports, professionals, they understand the struggle. I mean, they give up a ton. And, the struggle of the moms that have to go to football games for their kids and cart everybody around. I mean, that's a struggle too. So don't get me wrong. I understand that there's many different types of struggle. Mine isn't the only one. But there's a lot of fake struggle out there. And for me, that it should be called out for what it is, And you can't do it. I guess it brings it full circle, doesn't it?
Full circle.
Because you can't can't call somebody out for that crybaby shit. Because you might hurt their feelings. But you know what? You should be able to, because then they won't do it again. They'll learn a lesson. Stop crying about stuff that doesn't really actually matter. And then maybe they go out and do something that actually matters, you know? Instead, they've got this inflated image of themselves, having never accomplished shit. And they want to stand around and preach to people about how amazing they are, when you know for a fact they ain't done nothing. And, you know, that happens around the local place. People, you know, they put up with it for so long, and then finally somebody punches Timmy in the mouth. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. You ain't do nothing. And Timmy learns his lesson. Keeps his mouth shut. Stops popping off all the time. Maybe he goes out and does something pretty awesome. Then everybody can listen to him talk.
What if he killed himself?
Who cares? It's a make-believe person. Talking about anybody in general. You're that weak that you're gonna kill yourself because somebody called you out on your BS? Well, thank God. Clean the gene pool, dude. Last thing we need is your wussy ass repeating the process and making babies. Bigger wussies in the world. I mean, you know, borrow, like, go play in traffic, loser. What's that other saying? The truth hurts? Sometimes it does. Sometimes the truth should be a punch in the face from Mike Tyson. A video of him, of P. Diddy grabbing Mike Tyson's ass. That's some weird stuff there, man.
Whoa. Tyson let it happen?
No, Tyson moved and gave P. Diddler his hand back. P. Diddler.
The diddler.
But there's a whole nother thing that I'll get into next time. But for now, this is FknBucky. I wish you all a very happy, safe day, drive, whatever it is when you got going on with this. Remember to think. Remember to read. Remember to live free. FknBucky, I'm out.